right now on LL Bean Guide to the Outdoors.
My favorite place to be for antelope, period. And this place is just crowded with antelope.
Typically we take bucks from 80 to 85 inches.
LL Bean started with one simple idea: build a comfortable boot that would keep his feet warm and dry. Well, necessity became the mother of invention, and the Maine hunting shoe was created. What followed was a legacy that would span a century. And little did he know that the boot he made for himself would still be made the same way 100 years later. LL Bean has grown to become the worldwide resource for all who love the outdoors. So join great-grandson of LL Bean, Bill Gorman, and discover your adventure with LL Bean's Guide to the Outdoors.
New Mexico, boasting the nation's highest capital city at 7,000 feet above sea level, is home to sprawling landscapes where the antelope reigns supreme. Bill Gorman takes us back to a familiar place full of familiar faces. And while this is his third year returning to the Buena Vista Ranch, there's a good reason he keeps coming back. And it all has to do with the strongly disciplined conservation techniques that produce some of the largest pronghorn antelope in the world.
I'd probably challenge a lot of people to guess where I'm at, but more than likely everybody knows I'm at my favorite place to be, the Buena Vista Ranch here in Moore County, New Mexico. My favorite place to be for antelope, period.
The Buena Vista Ranch is approximately 100,000 acres. It's located in northeast New Mexico. We have had great success with our antelope program. We use less than a fourth of the tags that we're given by the state because we're trying to develop the herd and the potential of the large trophy bucks while we take care of the rest of the herd as well.
It's about doing the right thing. That's the reason I'm here. If it wasn't for the conservation efforts that he shows and the true respect and love for the outdoors that he shows, it would just be another ranch.
My name is Hunter Ross. I'm the owner-outfitter of Desert Safaris, and we facilitate hunts in Texas, New Mexico, and Old Mexico as well on over 600,000 acres of private land leased exclusive to our business. We basically have the accessibility with all of the properties that we have to hunt 12 months out of the year on all exclusive private land, and to ensure our clients the highest quality hunting experience you can have on 100% private land.
The conservation efforts of the Buena Vista Ranch and Desert Safaris really has made a huge impact on the quality of animals, and it is very apparent as soon as the hunt begins.
Wait a second, this guy just stood up.
Look at that bug. This place is off the hook. I mean, it is unreal. That's a nice animal.
18 minutes into it, we have this buck that is just gorgeous. He's got heavy bases, he's got length, he's got that perfect heart shape, he's hooked over. Hunter says he's definitely a book animal.
Got that buck right there, he's got mega mass on him, like 7-inch mass at the bottom.
Isn't it?
No, I mean, I'm talking it's like super mega heavy.
Upper and lower bass is great.
Here is just a tremendous buck. The mass is just unbelievable, on a world-class mass on this buck.
So he could be 84. God, he's good looking. I'm like, well, why aren't we shooting? Oh, he might be 15 inches. 15 and a half.
The mass on that thing is...
Yeah.
I mean, it's really incredible.
LL Bean Guide to the Outdoors is brought to you by LL Bean, trusted, innovative, authentic guide to the outdoors. Advanced insulation technology for hunting gear. Primaloft, proven warm, even when wet. Mossy Oak, it's not a passion, it's an obsession. Lead Lenser, see everything, do anything. And Swarovski Optic.
This segment is brought to you by LL Bean, trusted, innovative, authentic guide to the outdoors.
Bill is hunting antelope in Mora County, New Mexico for his third straight year at the Buena Vista Ranch. With 2 huge trophies under his belt, he's looking for a more unique kind of buck this time around.
It's funny, I was talking to my wife the other day and she said, boy, this is your 3rd year in a row to the Buena Vista Ranch. Is it really that good? I said, yeah, honey, you really got to come here. It's incredible. The past 2 years, I've shot these monsters and they're just gnarly, good-looking antelope. But now I want that traditional-looking one, the blades, you know, nice swoop back, heart shape. And if we can get a good-sized one, I think that's what I'll look for. I'd like to have something that is just that ideal. When you think antelope, that's exactly what comes to mind, that heart shape.
Just 18 minutes into the hunt, and Bill spots a buck fitting his specifications.
We have not rolled into the ranch, I mean, a quarter, half a mile. I pick up the binoculars and here is just a tremendous buck. The mass is just unbelievable, on a world-class mass on this buck.
But after a closer look, the guys start to have some doubts about this buck's potential.
He looks huge, mass-wise. He doesn't look like he has much length.
There's so many bucks, and that's the first buck we've seen driving in this.
Hey, you know he's got to stay here.
Oh no, he's not going anywhere. We got lots of country to look at. We'll keep him in the inventory.
First 20 minutes of the hunt, you see something of that caliber and mass. Hunter says don't shoot. I've got to listen to Hunter, he's a man. And honestly, I've been here long enough. We're gonna see a lot of antelope. This antelope hunt around here, there's a lot of driving in it. You're on 77,000 acres. You're not gonna walk that, I'll just let you know that right now.
Our method of hunting pronghorn is just covering as much country as we can, utilizing 4-wheel drive vehicles, and we spend a massive amount of time behind the highest quality optics that we can use and lots of time behind the spotting field judging the animals. There's some days that we may cover 40 to 50 miles on the ranch and look over 200 different individual bucks on the ranch.
It's really hard to describe that many animals. I've never seen the amount of animals like we're seeing this week. I mean, it's just so cool to see something so healthy. Right there.
Oh yeah.
So we're driving around, we look off to our left. Oh my God, that's huge. And there's this super tight, I mean, heart shape, but it came to the point where his tips are almost touching each other.
That antelope is big. I don't know what he is, but I mean, he comes up like this and big old heart shape on him.
Hunter is losing it. It is awesome.
That's a big buck, man. I'm like shaking.
I really got wound up quick, and beautiful big heart-shaped antelope, 16 inches.
Yeah, when Hunter starts shaking, when he says, "That's so big," and he's physically shaking, that's a big buck. He's so big, he's calling Andrew for a second opinion.
There's a buck over here, dude, that it goes up and he almost hooks in and almost touches at the top. Have you seen him?
Yes, heart-shaped and real tight. He's a nice buck. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna be 15 and a half, 16 inches.
So they talk about it, and Andrew said, I think there are others you really need to take a look at.
Once again, you know, we just know the quality of the animals are here, so we elected to let him go.
What's Andrew want us to do? Go look for that monster?
I say we just leave these alone. That isn't, he's a no-brainer. But I think Andrew said that buck's been staying right here.
All right.
It was a tough call. Bill was having a hard time with it along with me, but we kind of inventoried that buck as well, and we knew that he'd be in that same area if we needed to go back and take him as well. But Bill, I don't know, he might hate me after passing that buck, but you know, hey, it is what it is.
I've had experiences in the past where I've been told, hey, don't shoot that. I think we might find a better one. We never saw another shooter. And Hunter just laughs at me. He says, we're gonna see plenty, don't worry about it.
Bill, you wanna load up and head back to the camp for a little bit, eat some lunch and...
Yeah, let me just tighten these down one more time. I hate to get out there and have this fall this afternoon when we need to shoot. First time I ever used it, believe it or not, was on my Harley. Had one of my foot pegs was vibrating out, pulled off the highway, take a break. It's like, oh, I don't have any, I thought I was just gonna have to take the peg off, throw my saddlebag. I remembered I had this on, and sure enough, the biggest thing right here worked perfectly on it. No excuse for not having a Leatherman anymore.
That's a pretty neat little tool.
There, that's good.
Let's head out and go grab something to eat. We'll come back here. Back in that north end after lunch.
Time for lunch.
To learn more about your guide to the outdoors, check out our lander page at llbean.com/GTO.
This segment is brought to you by LL Bean, trusted, innovative, authentic guide to the outdoors.
It's day 2 in Mora County, New Mexico, and Bill has already seen some exceptional antelope.
99.9% of any of your hunting public would have shot this thing on site.
But having been accustomed to hunting this ranch, he knows the standards of shooter bucks are much higher than most. So the quest continues.
The first order of business for us is we want to find a high point, just get up on top, sit down and take a look. You know, we see this buck, and I believe he had 3 or 4 does with him. And he's running, and he's pushing them right towards us. He's got his head forward, he's running right to us.
That's a really nice buck.
They were at almost 1,000 yards, now they're down to 600. Look at that.
On his left side where the prong comes up, he's actually got another prong that's about 2 inches long, just protruding off the front of the horn. It's really cool looking.
Yeah, right up higher.
It's staggered right on top of the other one.
Yeah, that's cool. He's interesting, that's for sure.
He's 15 inches anyway.
Yeah, 500 yards. My God, you guys have a lot of animals out here. They're running right at us. Perfect 300 yards. Just to sit and watch him, he came within 300 yards.
I believe he's busted his right prong, is broke off.
Mm-hmm.
Right at the horn, the main horn.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's not big enough. It's too broken. Next year, he could be a good buck. Just not what we're after. But again, the amount of bucks we're seeing, the amount of antelope in general, and when you're traveling this much acreage and seeing that many animals, again, it's points directly back to conservation.
Tell my story when I'm gone. Raise your glasses, sing a song. Satan tried to strike me down. I gave him good fight, I stood my ground. Tell my story, would you please? Would you please?
I look across in this new field and I'm not sure what's in it other than 75 or better head of antelope. And it's crazy. There are just some buttes in there. Wow. See on the other side of that corral? That big green area. And here's a decent buck. Oh, here's a better buck. Oh, this one's pretty cool. Oh, that one's nice. This one would break the book, but I don't like him. And I'm just sitting here like drooling. This is crazy.
There's a bunch of them in there.
Yep. All of a sudden, Hunter goes in hunter mode.
This is a big buck right here.
And he's shaking again. It's like, all right, there's a big buck out there somewhere. Turn to my left, and there he is walking. Oh, geez, yeah.
This is a really big antelope right here. Look, his horns kind of go in, and they got the hook like that, but the prong, they look short because when they come out, they go out and they go like this.
That's exactly what we're looking for. It's got that beautiful heart. It's not too tight touching like the last one. It's wide, it's perfect. I said, I'm good with that one.
I wish he'd give me a front view.
It's a good looking buck right there. He's got height, he's got mass, he's got a lot going for him.
Bill was kept joking back and forth with me as I'm watching this buck through the spotting scope, you know, like poking and prodding at me.
He looks at every aspect. He's got to have it looking straight at him. He's got to have it looking away. He's got to have a side view. He's got to have a quartering view. He's got to call Andrew and say, hey, have you seen this one before?
Dude, there's a buck. He's got the real narrow and hooks way in, and he's got real high prongs and just mega cranker mass on him. Have you seen him before?
They've got to have their conversation. And I'm just sitting there going like, all right, guys, you know, any day now, game plan time.
Let's just look at him.
Let's go shoot him.
For trailers, behind-the-scenes photos, and everything the GTO crew is up to, check us out at facebook.com/guide to the outdoors. For more information on desert safaris, give them a call or check them out on the web. LL Bean Guide to the Outdoors is brought to you by LL Bean, trusted, innovative, authentic guide to the outdoors. Advanced insulation technology for hunting gear. Primaloft, proven warm, even when wet. Mossy Oak, it's not a passion, it's an obsession. Lead Lenser, see everything, do anything. And Swarovski Optic. Back on the Buena Vista Ranch, the guys have spotted a monster, but they take the time to analyze all aspects of this buck before making the final decision.
It finally took me about 30 minutes, you know, looking at him through high-powered glass to realize that this was the buck that we wanted to harvest.
Finally decides to look at me with that smile, and you'll recognize Hunter's little laugh and stuff when he's teasing you, and he's like, all right, let's go. Yep. Yep. This buck is just under a mile away. We close the first 400 or 500 yards, 600 yards come in, and then Hunter said, we gotta crawl. Sure enough, we're easing, farther, closer, 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 on our hands and knees. And he's about 310 yards.
He's actually getting curious. He's 289.
All right, let me get this.
Antelope, being curious in nature, they saw us kind of moving around on the ground. The buck wasn't sure what we were, and the buck started trotting towards us. Trot a little 100 yards closer, come 50 yards closer, taking a closer look, trying to figure out what we were.
Now he starts a little bit of a semicircle around us, but he's still edging closer and closer. 270, 260, 250, 240, 230, and finally at 221, I can't have it anymore.
He's gonna come out right on that little ridge.
I got him.
Congratulations.
I take it you're happy with that.
Bill made an excellent shot, and it was an excellent antelope.
That's an absolute monster.
Thank you, sir.
That's another booner right there.
We get out to the antelope, and I've got to say, I couldn't be more thankful. He had the mass, he has length, he's got everything you're looking for. He's got that beautiful heart shape.
Congratulations, senor.
Again, another monster.
It's that's another buck antelope. The mass on him right here.
It's just, I mean, it's very similar to the first one I shot here. You know, because he carried the mass all the way up. Even on the top, look how thick it is here. He doesn't lose any of it. And then he carries down and hooks so much farther down. It's symmetrical on both sides. Little extra point. He's got them on the back, these little kickers.
Heavy.
Yep.
What a buck.
He's an older, mature buck, and he's just the absolute one you want to shoot. You want to make sure that you take the best one that'll promote a healthy population of future big animals, and that's what they do here.
Awesome job.
Thanks, my friend.
Good shooting. Good shooting.
I think it's important that we as hunters show people the true value that we provide, the conservation efforts we put into this. And as long as we take pride in what we do, as long as we take the knowledge that we're doing this for the right of the animals, and as long as we're always thankful. In this day and age, people got to realize hunting is so much better for you. It's so beneficial. You get outdoors, you become one with nature, you harvest an animal, then you bring it home and you've got great table fare. Is there anything better than that? I don't think so.